Today, in our new episode, we have Sharan Subaiah K N from Kurk, Karnataka, and who is expert in waste management. So we will try to learn from him all about plastic recycling and his personal experience, his personal journey as a entrepreneur. So welcome Sharan in this episode. Thank you so much for being with us. I would just request you to please introduce in short, just a short introduction, 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. As you have already introduced, my name is Sharan Subaiah. So I come from Cool. I am a mechanical engineer, passed out in 2014. So during this, I was purchasing a lot of plastic components along with other like metal and other components too. And I was fascinated with this recycling process. And that's how my journey with this waste management and the recycling started in 2020 onwards.
Okay, that's really great. My first question will be, it's very generic question. What is sustainability for you?
For me, I think sustainability is circular economy. When you have made plastics, it goes back and become another bottle or buckets or mugs or any other thing. I think that's for me sustainability.
And I often feel that when we study sustainability and circularity, so circularity is, or circular economy is the means to achieve sustainability. So that is how I always have seen towards circular economy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So reducing the waste and keeping the value of the material intact for as long as possible.
Exactly.
Right. So you are into this business of waste management, plastic recycling. So as a mechanical engineer, you were in purchase. So we would like to know how you came into this field. What was interesting in this field that pulled you in this?
As I told you, I was handling purchase department and procurement of plastics and everything. So during this journey in the while working, I was introduced to this recycling process, because I had to go and visit these centers, these industries where they used to give me products, and I had to backtrack and go and check even the granule manufacturers and everybody. And that's where I was fascinated with this process and the impact that it was bringing into the environment and everything. So in 2020, when the corona hit, when I was on my second job, actually the second job, the company closed down its operation in India. And that's when I thought, okay, I should, start some research and do some research in this field. And while doing the research, I actually found that the market or it's not how it is, generally what it is we throw a bottle, it gets picked up by somebody. In a layman terms, yes, this is how it is. But if you dig deep, it's not the network this way. So then it's when I met Sahas Zero Waste in 2020. And I'm very kind enough to say that they have helped me through this journey a lot. And they guided me in this right path and not to start recycling and then just to start with immediately. We don't know the supply chain. I don't know the material. I may know the technical knowledge, but I don't know the actual reality of the material. So that's when they told me, start with waste management. And in 2020, December onwards, I started operation in Mysore in a small facility, 2,700 square feet. And yes, that's where I even took some loans to start this facility. Obviously, there were some kickbacks during this learning process. And then in 2022, with the help of IKEA Social Entrepreneurship BV and Sahas Zero Waste, I have got this project in Bangalore. So IKEA launched 3 locations, Bangalore, Chennai and Udupi. So the Bangalore one was assigned to me. And
congrats.
Yes, thank you. And we opened first facility in Bangalore as well. This is a much bigger facility with 10,000 square feet area, and around 1.5 CR of machinery has been invested in this project.
Wow. So your plant might be one of the technologically advanced waste management plant that you can say.
Yes, we can say that because it has 6 conveyors and 1 automatic baling machine and 2 shredder machines. So 1 shredder machine is imported from Spain. Yes, kind of semi-automated facility that we have.
Right. Right. Yeah, so trying to understand more technical terms, but before that, if you can explain what is waste management, and as during our discussion, you were saying that you are only focusing on plastic, right? The one kind of waste. So the first question was what is waste management, and second, what are the different types of waste?
Waste management, first to answer you, managing the waste, right? So a lot of waste comes from the apartments or general public, and they throw away those waste. So waste can be not only in the plastic form, it can be in the metal form, it can be in the low value plastics also might be there. Then there would be carton box, there would be paper, tissue paper, and multi-layered plastics. So these are all the different kinds of waste that are available, and managing these waste in an appropriate way so that it can be recycled or sent to incineration instead of sending to the dump yard. So this is waste management. So my company only deals with plastic waste, where we have lot of plastics coming in, and in plastic itself, in my company we sort around 40 items, 40 different categories, and we have achieved a 90% diversion rate as well. That is only 10% goes to not goes to landfill, it goes to incineration, because it doesn't have any recycling value. Nobody picks it up, and we cannot just sort it and keep it in our facility. So basically, it consists more of mud and other zero value plastics. So even the low value, even 1 rupee, 2 rupees per kg items are also picked up in our facility. So we have 90% diversion rate, as I said, and there are different kinds of plastics. So one is so I can categorize into two. One is rigid plastics, and one is film grade plastics. So as you said, we are concentrating more on rigid plastics, not on film grade or MLP or LBP, because either of them we should do. If you do both, then we will not be catering to anything, because it will be too full in our facility. The facility space must required is much more, and we need to have larger sorting areas and everything. So we need to actually concentrate on one, focus on one, and try to solve that problem. That's what is my focus on rigid plastic. So we get 7 to 8 kind of major high value items from the plastic, and then we have all the other items are all low value or less low value. What I mean is, or lesser than our purchase value.
All right.
So that is what is the low value. So out of 100%, we have 70% of items which are high value. And then we have 18 to 19% which are of low value, lesser than purchase value. So in that, it will be 1 rupee item to there might be 20, 25 rupees per kg item as well. We have waste, that is 10% around waste that goes to the incineration.
As you rightly said about waste management, it has multiple items, right, that comes into it. And regarding plastic also, I understand, I remember that we had around 7 types of plastic, right? So is it currently true, or what is the current status? What is the current number of plastics that we have?
So actually 7 major kind of plastics, you can say, so which are actually produced in the market. But there are, like in metals, we say there are alloys, right? So we mix kind of plastic. So a lot of plastics have come which are in mixed form, which cannot be recycled, which has low recycling value. But to answer your question, yes, there are more than 7 now. So yeah. ABS, HIPS. I think ABS has a number. We never ever had a number for ABS. So ABS also has been added. So yeah, there are more than 7.
Okay. So that becomes more difficult. And I guess with same type of plastic also, let's say we have PET, but the coloring pigment that is added into it. So let's say there are different color of plastics. So that also you have to segregate, right? So we would like to know more about it. That will clarify the challenges that you have to face during the recycling of plastics.
Yes, you rightly said. In PET, just an example. If you give Bisleri bottles, it has a good value. If you give Kinley, I'm just giving an example. Bisleri, Coca-Cola, anything. So those kind of bottles, if you give, it has a good value. But if you just give color bottles, just as like a water bottle that we use, right? Carry bottle, those have very less value, very less. And even the medicine bottle, brown bottles, they have a lesser value as well, because it cannot be used into medicine bottle, because it cannot become another medicine bottle because of safety issues. And this color pigment, as you said, it cannot be recycled and made into another clear bottle. So again, that has a lesser value. Then these are all blow grade. There are two types of grades also: blow grade and injection grade. So blow grades are all of bottles. BLOW, blow grade.
Blow grade. Okay, right. Yeah. It is a type of manufacturing, right?
It's a process, manufacturing process.
Injection molding or blow molding, right?
Blow molding, yes.
Right, yeah.
So blow molding is all bottles. Whatever you see in the bottle form is blow molded, and whatever you see in a rectangular or it's all injection molded. Like for example, the water buckets that you use in your house or mugs that you use, these are all injection molded.
Right.
But Lysol bottles and Bisleri bottles are all blow graded.
Correct. Yeah.
So injection grade PET is there. We get in a lot. For example, the strawberry packet that you see, that you might have seen, the strawberry that comes.
Right.
So it comes with a PET trace. So no recycling value at all. Zero. Zero or maybe 2 or 3 rupees if you give in bulk. So this kind of affects a lot. I'm just trying to tell only in this PET bottles, but in other grades also there are so many complications that comes when, in the factory when we receive it. We don't know what to do with it, but we need to sort it because we are trying to achieve a greater good in this process. So we cannot send it to incineration. So we keep it. For example, you have this Mickey Mist cups that is PS, polystyrene. So that also we do not have a recycling value. So that also becomes very difficult to segregate and keep it in a facility. Even we sort Colgate toothpaste or transparent plastic PBL tubes, we say. So that also we sort it, but we do not find any right source to send this materials to. These are the difficulties, some of them.
Right. And while talking about difficulty, I remember that Tetra Packs, right? So maybe that is from about fruity or like the products, right? So Tetra packing is very difficult to recycle. So what is your experience with that?
Just for the Tetra Pak, I think with MLP, multi-layered plastics also, and with colored LDPs, you have a lot of difficulties in it because of the pigmentation, the color that we add over there. MLP has a lot of different colors and written in it, so we cannot recycle it into another product. So that's why there is a less recycling value. So it's obvious. So in Tetra Pak, what happens again? The same thing. It's a paper mixed with plastics inside. So we have a plastic coating inside, and we have a paper outside. So it becomes more difficult to recycle. So just to give another example in the rigid plastics also. So in Lysol bottle, the bottle is HDP, but the cap is PP.
Right.
So we cannot mix two grades, PP, HDP, we cannot mix it. So we need to remove the caps. So people who are recycling it, it's very difficult. But luckily PP can also be recycled, so it's okay to send it along with caps. But here what happens is we have plastic in one layer, it cannot be removed. But luckily, I think Tetra Packs or the MLPs are being used to make into another products. Like there are products that are available in the market right now. There are cement bricks and plastic bricks which are replacement for cement bricks. There are companies who are doing it. Then there are boards that's a replacement for this wooden plywood and everything. So they are using these products in these items as well, in these products as well. So we cannot make a Tetra Pak into another Tetra Pak, but we can make into some very good products from this.
Right.
Because they don't need any colors or particular colors to be achieved, right? So any MLP can come. They have to shred it and they have to put it in this. They have to melt it and then make a plastic bricks out of it. along with
Okay.
some other additives and binders and everything. So
All
that's
right.
why.
Yeah. And when you talk about it can be made into similar product, right? So I guess
Mm.
recycling is just one term, but we can categorize it into upcycling or downcycling. So
Mm.
what are the products that can be upcycled, means its value can be increased, right? So is it only about
Mm.
value, or is it value in terms of money, or is it purpose or for which work that it is being used?
Yes, you're right on both ways.
Mhm.
Like it's both actually. So upcycling and downcycling are there. So there are companies which take the bottles like Lysol bottles, Harpic bottles, FMCG bottles, and try to make another bottles out of it. Try to achieve the circular economy. So making another bottle is upcycling.
Mhm.
So you are having the very good recycling process and achieving another bottle from another bottle, from a bottle to another bottle. So this is what is upcycling. Downcycling means you are making some items which cannot be again recycled. Which cannot be recycled. It has to go to some incineration or it has to go to some landfill. So
Mhm.
this becomes downcycling. So
Right.
these are the two differences, and there are recyclers in India, so who are achieving this process of upcycling, and it's also trying to achieve circular economy as well.
What I understood is upcycling is something where you can replace the virgin material right at that stage or in the future stage. There is scope, right? So you retain the value of the product. So that is the
Retain
upcycling.
the value of the
Yeah.
product.
So
Yes.
means we should not only say recycling, but we should more focus on upcycling, because when upcycling is more,
Upcycling also, yes.
then only the business will be profitable and we will retain the maximum value of the material, right? And
Yes.
it's more circular. So is
Yeah.
there any
So there are some
circularity
companies.
index or circular economy index or circularity index when it comes to recycling facilities or
Um,
like that?
I'm not sure about that. This
Mhm.
part.
Okay. Yeah. So this was just out of the discussion question. No issues. Yeah. So one important question, because this is very dear to me also. When I hear that the t-shirts are being made from the plastic and all the products are made from the plastic, and somewhere deep inside me I'm also afraid about plastic because of different additives and chemicals. How safe is it for the humans when the product is in close contact, or it can be particles can be produced from the plastic and that might be inhaled? So in that scenario, how safe do you see plastic as an alternative for different products through recycling?
Technology in polyester have increased, and it is a very good process to convert a PET bottle into a polyester. But studies says that PET bottles kind of emits certain kind of microplastics as well as a little bit of chemicals which are bad for health when you consume it. But I'm not sure there is any study for polyester, wearing it onto the body. But if I have to see it in other way, then there is no circular economy created over there. So
Mhm.
there is no the plastic bottles from my facility. It goes to a recycler where he converts into chips, and from the chips we make a polyester yarn, and from the yarn it goes to becoming a cloth, and
Right.
the cloth gets ended up in there is no proper recycling or waste management over clothes.
Right.
So it's not yet achieved. So obviously it ends where it ends in roadside or it goes to the landfill or something. There are companies like Sahas Zero Waste. They are entering into this field of textile waste management as well. And
Mhm.
consumption of water in the PET bottles for a longer time is also bad for health.
Right.
Even in the bottle also they write the water is suitable to drink for these many months or something like that. So it's not
Right.
safe to drink water in the PET bottles for a long time.
Right. So yeah, so these are the I guess only time will tell us where we will go in terms of recycled products. Understanding the recycling of plastic is a challenging task itself, But running a business, there might be some market challenges as well. So what are the challenges that you feel that are in this business?
From 2020 onwards, I've been facing all challenges only.
Yeah.
So, first thing is, as I said, I did not know about the on-ground reality, what is going on and everything. So, learning all the way from the beginning was really challenging for me. Every step was, as I said, every step was, some or the other things used to come. Even though I was careful about the last thing, but there will be a new thing that is going to come into my into the challenge list. So we first thing was to identify the different qualities of plastic. Okay? So as I am running the business, so I need to first know
Right.
what kind of plastic, touch and feel and everything. So when I when initially to understand the different kinds of plastics was a challenge. So once I understood, so generally we can understand this is PP, HDP and all, but to really know different kinds when it comes to the factory, when you see the bag full of different plastics, it really gets confusing. What is this and what is that? Secondly, workers, who are actually knowing this work. Initially what I thought, okay, I'll hire somebody, I will train them. First of all, I also did not know what kind of plastics are going to come. So local hired workers came, and they were also not having the proper knowledge, and we sent the material to the customer. Everything got rejected, that we cannot take this. And so these are the things. And then I realized I should hire trained workers. So I hired workers from UP, and then they actually taught me, what are the different kinds of plastics. Then there are machineries, they say. One of the biggest challenges is this only, machineries. Okay, so there is a conventional machine that is in this business, which is called as grinder. So it's a single shaft grinder. So it's actually not a grinder, we can say, or a hammering machine, we can say. So plastics gets hammered against the blades. So it becomes chips. Chips should be of lesser than 20 mm size or something. But it's a very unsafe machine, high maintenance. We need to change the blades every now and then. We need to sharpen the blades every now and then. We need to add grease into this motor and everything. So into the shaft. So it's a very complicated and unsafe. It's very unsafe. So I did not have this machine at the first. I had a shredder machine, which I brought. So again, I did not go through the details. I did not know what chip size needs to be achieved. So I brought a shredder which gave me around long strips. It's like a paper shredder. So that will not work out in the market. We need chips. So then I thought, okay, let me bring a grinder. I don't know that operations of a grinder. Somebody told me bring a grinder, it will help you. So I brought a grinder. In the first place, I would like to say one more point here, that about the shredder, right? So a lot of people say that shredding will give you the chips and output and everything, but it doesn't. For a production company which processes 50 to 52 tons of material in the market, in the company, you only give 600 to 600 kg per day, not even hour. So it is really not able to achieve with these kind of shredders. I think a lot of thought process has to go through in these manufacturing of these shredders to make it more effective and give a more output from these machineries. Whatever machineries till now I have seen till now, it doesn't give you the maximum output from the machine, nor in the form of chips. So I had to bring a grinder. So learn the grinder, how it works and everything. So this is also one of the challenges. And another challenge is scalability. Scalability means initially any company plan, whatever they plan, it will be like, this month we'll do 30 tons, next month we'll do 50 tons, like that. So I started my factory in 2020, and it took me 1 year in Mysore. Mysore is a small city. In Mysore, to reach from probably 400 kg per week to 4.5 tons per week material incoming. So this took me almost a year in Mysore. In Same thing happened in Bangalore as well. In Bangalore, in June 2022, I started my facility with the proper P&L plan, telling that, we'll do 30 tons in this month and 50 tons in this month and 75 tons in third month. But it almost took me probably 8 to 9 months to receive 50 tons in my factory and process 52 tons in my factory in one shift. Process. It's just not receiving. We have to also process it and dispatch. So it took me that much while of time. So scalability we cannot achieve in a very
because many of the things are external, right? So that is not in our control.
Yes.
So that might be the biggest issue.
So because the one step before me, so I come under, if you put it in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 companies, I come under tier 3 company, where tier 1 being the end manufacturers, OEMs, end manufacturers, tier 2 being the recyclers or the granule makers, tier 3 being me, tier 4 being the vendor of mine. So they are much more informal than I am. So they want in cash, they want they don't want to send materials to my facility because it's far away. They don't see the continuous business that we offer to them. They don't see anything. They're all 1 or 2 rupees business. They buy it from somebody at some rate and keep 1 or 2 rupees margin, including transportation, and then send it to. So that's all. At the end of the day, they'll get the profit, take home, and do the rest. So it really, I mean, right now, if you see when I talk to these vendors now, they're like, sir, we will give it to you because you transfer money through bank. You don't do it by end of the day. So this is how things have changed with them also. Now, so to tell the challenges here, it took almost 8 to 9 months to go to the scalability level to around 52 tons. Second, and another thing would be the market volatility. The rates doesn't be in a constant state for some time. So it keeps on dropping, it keeps on going up or down. So going up is good, but going down is very bad, and it affects a lot on the material that we have in stock, right? So we cannot just, whatever 2 tons or 4 tons we receive, in a day we might receive more than 2 tons. We can plan that we only need to receive 2 tons, but suddenly there may be surge of materials, there might be 3 loads coming in, so that comes to 6 tons of material. So we have a stock, and tomorrow the rates reduce. It's not like in metal where you have a pro rata basis price settlement or pre rata basis. So here price reduces. Whatever stock I have, they don't give me the old rates. They just drop the rate. So this has to be brought in for the plastics as well. Because it really affects the companies, where we are trying to achieve some greater good in this project.
Yeah, so regulation is important, right? So Sharan, we would like to also know more about how your project started in Bangalore. And as you are saying, there is some support from IKEA Social Entrepreneurship Program. So we would like to know more about it.
Yes. So as I told you, I was involved, with SARS Zero Waste from 2020 onwards, and IKEA Social Entrepreneurship BV. It's another entity or another separate model for IKEA, where they concentrate more on social development or environmental facts and everything. So they approached Saha Zero Waste with the project of developing a social entrepreneur and who is working in this field of plastics. And since I was working with Saha Zero Waste and they did some due diligence, they had a process and everything. So they selected me in Bangalore. Like me, there is one person in Udupi and one company in Udupi, and there is one company in Chennai who are running the similar projects. Okay. So and Saha Zero Waste in terms of let's transform project, let's transform. So transform means converting. The market is very informal right now. The market, when I say the plastic recycling or waste management, plastic waste management is very informal. Informal when I say the materials, they don't send it properly to the customers, or the working environment for the workers are not at all good in the factory, and the process followed there is also very conventional and very old and very not safe to the work for the for the workers. So with this Let's Transform project, they brought in me and another two people in this field, in this project. And in June 2022, the core idea is to convert this informal market into a formal market. And first thing is to start from my facility, where I provide all the PPE kits and the safe working environment to the workers, where we have all the fire extinguishers in place, where we have the PPE kits given regularly to the workers, and also scalability, achieve scalability, and also achieve traceability. So traceability of these materials is also very important. So where is the source of the material? That with the help of Let's Transform, we would like to bring the positive change in this plastic waste management field. Where we provide, and we believe that it should start from our facility, where we provide all the PPE kits to the workers, and ensure that it is followed continuously. Now it is with the workers itself. They only command us, the shoes nahi hai, the mask nahi hai, gloves nahi hai, uniform karab ho gaya hai, like that. And then this was not there in the previous times. Their previous work they were never even getting the shoes. Forget the hand gloves and the mask and everything. So this thing, and we are also providing bank accounts to the workers so that the salaries are transferred to the bank accounts directly. Zero balance account has been created. So these are the changes that we bring in our facility. Also, in terms of supply of quality materials to the end destination, so that a proper end product is made from the materials that we supply. So that also we ensure. Secondly, we also bring changes in terms of Tier 4 suppliers, right? So where the scrap dealers. So we go to the location, we provide them with proper PPE kits, workers who are working there, the loading, unloading people. So we ensure that is also reaching the vendors at our facility. So this is the core idea of the project. So with this project, from the Social Entrepreneurship BV IKEA, we have received around 1.5 crores of funding, where we have installed all the machineries. As I told you in the previous section, I told you that we have 6 conveyors, one shredding machine, and 1 baling machine. All this stuff has come from IKEA Social Entrepreneurship BV investment. So SAR Zero Waste is implementation partner. IKEA is a funding partner, and I have to run the facility in an ethical way.
Wow, that's really great collaboration. And for sustainable developments, the last goal is about partnership, right? So I guess this is the perfect partnership that we have, and it is really bringing social change on ground. So that's really wonderful that you are leading this change. As we are talking about change, so I would like to also know from you any positive story, any of your experiences that motivates you during this journey.
There are 2 things, I guess. One positive change that I would like to see here is in myself, where from 2020, where I started, it was all manual tracking and everything. And with the help of this project and SAR Zero Waste training and everything, I have achieved that. I have got this path where I am data oriented now, where I need to know what data is captured at every different point of process. So this project itself is a positive story in me, where from Mysore to moving to Bangalore, I'm handling a 10,000 square feet facility where materials input, output, handling customers, everything. So that's one of the story I would like to say to you. Then another one, the changes that these workers at my facility are going through. So initially when they came in June, 5 workers came from Bihar. So I still remember they saw all these conveyors. They're like, sir, क्या कर रहे हो सर, क्यों ऐसे सर चाहिए, हम नीचे बैठ के ही काम करेंगे, कोई बात नहीं, नीचे बैठ के सॉर्टिंग करेंगे, जल्दी करेंगे. So now they are they themselves go there, sit, have this gloves, ask for gloves, ask for mask, sir, change karna hai ye wo. So that's one of the really inspiring for me, because this was not there in their previous workforce, and providing PF, ESI to them. So this is upliftment of these workers, real upliftment that we can see with these workers. So This is one of the story.
Wow, that's really nice, because changing the habit of people, that's really difficult. And
Yeah.
I guess if we are
Takes
achieving
time.
that and towards better end, so I guess that's really
We
appreciable.
can, always, I believe that change is gradual. Even
Mm-hmm.
with the vendors, even with the workers, it took time for them to change.
Right,
So if you push it down to their throat, hey, change, do this, they will not do it.
right.
They need to feel the change. So that's
Maybe
how
short term they
things
will
will move
do,
on.
but they will find another partner.
Another partner, yes. Correct. True.
Yeah, right,
It's
absolutely.
about building relationship with them,
Mm-hmm.
talk to them nicely, have them feel welcome and everything. So this is what I believe in.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's a perfect example of change management. Yeah, so it's a really challenging field, and if we tell this to, let's say, young audience, so what is a career perspective as per you in this waste management?
Since I have been in this field, I've seen there are companies in the recycling sector or in the waste management sector that are growing in a very big way. And there are a lot of opportunities for people who are experienced in this field. Usually, there are no experiences that we can achieve in this field
Right,
because there was nothing before, right?
correct.
So even I had a very deep, so in my facility, just an example, I
Mhm.
wanted a finance manager, I wanted a production manager. I did not get anybody
Mhm.
experienced in this waste management field to
Right,
know the process, to know the this one. So there is a lack of talents here, but with this, see, it always comes with the growing companies, hiring them and training them, and then
right.
the creating opportunities, right? So
Mhm.
right now there are many people in this field. Opportunities are there. So it's a very good field to work on. To know different kinds of plastics. So if one person is concentrated on plastics, know everything about it. What is the different kinds of plastic available? Where is the plastic available? I think there is a very good opportunity with this growing market. It's a growing market, right? Maybe in the
Right,
waste management, maybe the recycling sector, maybe consultancy. So everything
Mhm.
is booming.
Right, that's great. And looking at the rate at which we are using plastic, in because if you remember, let's say 10 years back, a decade ago, you will not see all the products are being packed in plastic packaging, right? So due to increase in
Mm.
malls, or the changing consumer trend, or maybe change in the trend of the manufacturing and the transport and selling, so all that have plastic use have been increased tremendously, but the recycling rate or the awareness for the people for recycling, so that is not, unfortunately. But going
Yes.
forward, I guess that will be there. And one question that I always have in mind about recycling, many people say that, why do you segregate all the waste? Okay, because anyhow we don't have the proper management over, because uh,
Mm.
many of the places municipality manage waste management, so most of the waste is directly dumped or it is incinerated without segregating, without taking out the value. So, what is
Mm.
your take in the current status of recycling in India, or in your city, in Bangalore, in
Mm.
Mysore?
To answer your question, I think it is very important, as you said, source segregation.
Mhm.
People say it is not in, वहाँ जाके हो जाएगा या नहीं होगा. Why it is important for us to
Mhm.
do over here in the house. But
Right.
trust me, when I receive materials
Mhm.
in my factory, it will have chicken leg piece in it. It will have paneer butter masala curry in it.
Mhm.
So it becomes very difficult to for the workers who is working directly with this waste. It becomes very difficult for them to pick it up, at
Mhm.
least empty it. I do not want clean plastic. At least
Right.
empty your curry and then throw it in a wet waste and dry waste form. So
Right.
this really it's a mentality change that has to come. So again, as I said, it has to come gradually. It doesn't
Right.
come forcefully.
Mhm.
So I think awareness is very important in terms of this one. Coming and looking at the facility where we are, what we are doing, and how we are doing it is very important. So And secondly, recycling. As I said, it has really improved in terms of technology, getting technology from outside, installing it in the facility, and then achieving the upcycling, upcycled granules and making another bottles of it is really gone into a different place right now. But however, as I said in the beginning, the control about what plastics we put in from the virgin plastics is very important. Whether it can be recycled or whether it can come back again. So it's very thoughtful. We should be, whoever is manufacturing the plastic. I think from the government level, there should be strong guidelines about what plastics can be manufactured and what not. So if that is not written, then the plastics will keep on evolving. Right. So plastic is a very great invention that has happened. Any products for that matter. It's not just plastics. It's right. maybe glass, maybe some reusable items, maybe something which can be sustainable products. They call it. When they put it out to the market, when it put on to the common people who are using it, what is the methodology that we follow to pick it back from them?
Right.
That is not written or that is not followed.
Right. So extended producer responsibility, right? EPR.
Yes.
Yeah.
EPR.
Yes.
So that responsibility, that I think also people who are using it also should be responsible for that, because it's however the brands or anybody else putting it to the market, the people also have to use it and throw it effectively and efficiently, so that it's picked up in the right manner and then supplied to the right supply chain and everything. So this is where we are lacking.
Yeah, so absolutely. I guess this is ideal chicken and egg problem. So people are saying that companies should work, government should work. Government is saying people should be aware, companies should work. Companies are saying government is not supporting enough. People are not behaving responsibly. But yes, coordinated effort is required. And what I see is, if people are segregating well, then you can segregate as a waste management facility. You can obtain maximum value, you will be profitable, and more material will be in a cycle, right? It will be used again.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a coordinated effort, and so root cause is, as you rightly said, the production at the start of the manufacturing of the plastic.
Yes. People who put the plastic into the market.
Yeah, right. So that is where we should start. Yes. So this was really great discussion. We got many insights, and especially circular economy, what we learn in theory, so that we also could understand practically from you regarding circular economy. So I guess this was a great discussion, and at last I'm throwing the open question to you. If we have missed anything, you can share with our listeners, and how they can connect with you.
I think we have covered most of it, the challenges, the things that is going on, and in the market and everything. So we have covered a lot. I would like to say that I'm looking for investments for working capital and everything. So partnerships. So if there is any opportunities that you feel like it is the viewers feels like it is good enough, so they can contact me through my email ID, which I think you will be posting it. I have the phone number. So that's it.
Yeah. So so absolutely, those who want to, let's say, participate in this initiative or contribute towards the recycling, so definitely they can connect. So thank you so much, Sharan, for this insightful conversation, and it's lovely to learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhananjay.